Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to another edition of NoDQ&A video right here on NoDQ.com, the YouTube channel, and NoDQ&A videos affiliate, ringsidenews.com. Got your questions here from spring.me/Aaron Rift regarding Raw and other topics as the road to WrestleMania draws closer. With that being said, let's get right down to it. First one today comes from Joey Jojo. Since there was an unprotected chair shot to the head on Raw, does this mean the Attitude Era is coming back? And you know what I have to say about this?
No!
Anyways, on to the serious questions now. First one from It Doesn't Matter, with an A at the end. Hey Aaron, do you think Triple H will beat Daniel Bryan and then go on to win the championship? I have gotten a lot of questions about this, and I'm going to be straightforward here. Honestly, I think the chances are slim to none. I think that it's highly unlikely in all likelihood. I think that WWE is going to have Daniel Bryan win the WWE title at WrestleMania, but in order to make it unpredictable, you need to make fans believe that he might not actually leave WrestleMania as champion. So they are going to do everything they can through the storytelling to create disbelief and make fans think that something else might happen at WrestleMania. You need that drama. You need fans on the edge of their seats, not knowing exactly what is going to happen. So they are going to stack the deck against Daniel Bryan in the storyline, and they want you to think that maybe, just maybe, Triple H will somehow leave WrestleMania as champion. I don't see it happening. I don't think people in WWE are that crazy to actually go with something like that. Yes, it is fun to troll the fans every now and then, but to do that at WrestleMania 30, that would be at a whole new level. I mean, that would be finger poke of doom bad if they actually did that and really wanted to possibly alienate their fans and get their fans to just stop watching the product. That would be a great way to do it, to have Triple H leave as champion, and I don't think it's going to happen. Alright, this next one comes from WWE fan Dark Arrow. Hey Aaron, what if at WrestleMania Triple H beats Bryan and then Orton versus Batista versus Triple H ends in them all raising each other's hands up and Evolution's theme plays? I think it would be one of the best swerves in wrestling history. Yes, that would be a swerve, something that Vince Russo would be very proud of. I don't think that that would be best for business. I do think it would be cool at some point to see an Evolution reunion, maybe after WrestleMania, where all three of them decide, hey, we have a common enemy in Daniel Bryan, and you see the three of them unite and try and take out Daniel Bryan once and for all. I would like to see that. After WrestleMania, do an angle where the three of them decide to reform Evolution for business reasons only to get back at Daniel Bryan. But to make it be a swerve where they were working together all along, just doesn't make any sense. And yes, it would be a swerve, but just doesn't have the logic behind it, and I would not do that. All right, this next one comes from Dave451985. Doesn't the new stip where Triple H will be in the triple threat give it away even more that Bryan will win against him? Would anybody think there would be a triple threat main event at WrestleMania match with three heels? Absolutely, that is what I mentioned in the earlier question. It does seem predictable that Daniel Bryan will overcome the odds and win the title of WrestleMania, which is why WWE wants to try and create doubt. And they're doing this angle with Triple H and Daniel Bryan where Triple H has beat the crap out of him on Raw. And they want you to think that perhaps something else will happen, that Daniel Bryan will not prevail and the Yes Movement will be shut down. A triple threat match with three heels at WrestleMania doesn't make any sense, which is all the more reason why I don't think it's going to happen. And I got another question here, another theory for WrestleMania from the Jobinator. Hey Aaron, what if Daniel Bryan versus Triple H ends in a no contest and the main event ends up being a fatal four-way? Thanks. That is certainly a possibility. That is something interesting that people have brought up. You're actually not the only one, Jobinator. I've gotten a few other questions about that. I think that you could do that, but I would much rather see Daniel Bryan defeat Triple H and get that big win that would really put him over the top. And, once he beats Triple H and then wins the title, it makes the title even all that more special because Daniel Bryan had to go through Triple H and then go through Randy Orton and Batista to capture the title. So I think a no contest with Daniel Bryan and Triple H would not be satisfying at all. I would much rather see Daniel Bryan get a clean win, and as I mentioned in the previous video, I'd love to see him tap out Triple H. And somebody else asked me about maybe a reverse of the Daniel Bryan Sheamus thing from WrestleMania a few years ago, where Triple H loses in 10 seconds. I would find that to be extremely amusing, but at the same time, I would like to see a match between these two. And at WrestleMania, you want to see these big epic matches, and I'd rather see them go 15-20 minutes. Daniel Bryan beats him in a hard-fought match, and then he's not at 100% going into the triple threat, but somehow he overcomes the odds and wins the title. I think it makes the title really important. It elevates the title, and of course, it elevates Daniel Bryan as well. All right, this next one comes from Craig Humpage1. Hey Aaron, I noticed they failed to mention CM Punk during the whole Lesnar and Taker vignette. Does this say anything about the situation? Also, what did you think of Punk on Talking Dead? Please answer in video. Keep up the good work. Well, I'll talk about Talking Dead first, since that was the first thing to occur. I think that CM Punk looked good. He looks well rested, and I wasn't expecting him to mention WWE at all, and there was no mention of WWE or wrestling or anything like that. He was billed as Phil Brooks, aka CM Punk, and he looked good. He looked happy. So I think that if he needs this time off, then so be it. Let him have his time off and let him rest up. And if he was burned out and needed the time off, it was best for him to walk away. Maybe not just abruptly leave, but we don't know what CM Punk is going through health-wise. So until he actually comes forward and speaks out about why he left, I mean, all we're doing is guessing at this point. Now, regarding WWE and how they handled CM Punk on Raw, they ignored him in that Undertaker and Lesnar video. I think that was done because they didn't want to get people chanting CM Punk, although they still kind of did when they realized CM Punk wasn't in the video. They started chanting CM Punk. So I think it was a little bit silly. I think if it was me, I would have just thrown CM Punk in there. I mean, what the hell? I mean, people are going to chant it. If they're going to chant it, then so be it. And later on in the show, Triple H took a little jab at CM Punk, where he said that he was speaking to Daniel Bryan, and he talked about how Daniel Bryan was put through all this crap by Triple H, but at least he didn't take his ball and go home. And, that was a little knock at CM Punk, and the fans realized and they started chanting CM Punk, which was funny. So, it was weird, the fact that they would ignore CM Punk in one segment and then take a shot at him later on the show, thinking people wouldn't get it. But, a lot of people did get it and started chanting CM Punk. So, the whole thing is goofy and silly. But, I think you should just, mention CM Punk if it helps your storyline, and that's it, and just move on. All right, this next one comes from Flying Hippo. Hey, Aaron, first time asking. What did you think of that last segment on Raw? I personally thought it was just too much, too long, and just ridiculous. They kept beating Daniel Bryan and even did a chair shot to the head. I thought it was tremendous. I thought it was really well done. Maybe it could have gone a minute or two shorter, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a very heavy angle, Triple H handcuffing Daniel Bryan, setting him up like that, and just beating the living hell out of him. I thought it had a lot of drama, and it really got me interested in WrestleMania and wanting to see Daniel Bryan get his payback. And the chair shot to the head, I mean, that was interesting. I wonder if Triple H is going to get a fine now, although technically he hit the post, and that was about as safe of a, if they're going to do a chair shot to the head, or at least create the illusion of that. I mean, that was the safest way they could do it, with him actually hitting the post and it looking like maybe he hit him in the head. Yeah, I really enjoyed that whole angle. I thought it was very well done. And in my opinion, I think that Daniel Bryan should be off Raw next week. I don't think he should be seen again until the go-home edition of Raw. I think he should sell that beating. If he just comes back on SmackDown or even Raw, I think it's too soon, and it'll take away from the drama and the impact of the storyline. So I think it's best for him to sell the beating and come back on the go-home show and clean house and have a stare down with Triple H and let that be your final visual heading into WrestleMania. Really, this should have been the go-home angle. This would have been an excellent final thing you see before WrestleMania, not knowing what kind of shape Daniel Bryan's going to be in, and you really have that emotion where you want to see Daniel Bryan get his revenge on Triple H. So hopefully the follow-up is good, because it's going to be hard to follow this up. I think the best way to do it is just keep Daniel Bryan off television until the final Raw before WrestleMania, and then have him come out and have a final stare down with Triple H, and then cut it, and then let the people tune in and see what happens at WrestleMania. Alright, that'll do it for this edition of No DQ&A video. Thanks as always for watching. Subscribe, youtube.com/NoDQCAW. Share this video on Facebook and Twitter. And stay tuned to NoDQ.com for all the very latest regarding WrestleMania, CM Punk, although I know some of you are tired of the CM Punk stuff, and Daniel Bryan. Just stay tuned to NoDQ.com for all that, all the latest news and rumors. And I will see you guys next time for another edition of No DQ&A video.